Fit Intent Nation, it is day 18 of the challenge, 1/4 or just over 1/4 through the challenge. I'm telling you, this goes by fast. The Calendly link has been put up in Slack, so you can book your scans, which start this Saturday through to Monday. So go there to book your scan, www.calendly.com/trainonmain. Also, we have nine classes per week now, which are in the gym. They're strictly weight training. I'm going to ask that you guys try to do 2 of these per week. I know some of you are struggling to get in, so we will be opening up more so long as everything runs smoothly. It appears to be. Doesn't seem to really be any issues in the gym in terms of conducting the classes and keeping that space between all the participants. So I think next week we're going to open up another 3 at least, okay? And it looks like they're going to be morning classes, but I'll keep you all posted. All right, let's talk about more on protein treats or snacks because people want to know. You guys probably have heard about Quest bars, and if you haven't, this is what they look like. These bars are, well, they're a different bar than ISO bars in that they're basically a high protein, low carbohydrate bar. So these will come in handy, particularly when your carbohydrates drop. I don't really like these bars in the sense that they're a little more processed. There's a little more, there's a few ingredients in here that, well, they're not necessarily bad, but I really like to go with the ISO bars because again, they're made with like all whole food ingredients. But the ingredients in here aren't bad, and this is definitely a bar that I'm okay with. So let's give the macros a quick breakdown here. Now, this will vary a bit bar to bar. You got 8 grams of fat, 21 grams of carbs, and 21 grams of protein. So they're pretty high in protein. The protein in here comes from both milk and whey isolate. So that's just the protein that's derived from these 2 things, okay? And whey is a cheese byproduct, which is essentially a milk byproduct. So basically the same thing. You're not going to get any lactose or anything else in these 2 items. They're both what we call isolates, right? So you should be fine if you're lactose intolerant with these bars. The carbs that are in here, 2/3 of the carbs in this bar, so 14 grams of the 21 grams of carbs are fiber. They're soluble fiber, and this, you can basically think of this as carbohydrates that basically don't affect your blood sugar levels. They don't react like regular carbohydrates, like sugar and starch. So a little bit different, and I'll talk about that in a near future video. So you can kind of think about this bar as like only actually having a few grams of carbs. In fact, on the bar, it might say net carbs. It used to say net carbs. Does it say net carbs on here? They probably got sued or something because there's some controversy with it. But basically, you can look at this as really only having a few grams of carbs, okay? I'll talk more about fiber and how that works in a near future video. Ingredients, as I mentioned, milk isolate and whey protein isolate. Soluble corn fiber. This is just this is the soluble fiber that I mentioned that the bar has, the 14 grams. Almonds, water, unsweetened chocolate, erythritol, we talked about this yesterday. Natural flavors, cocoa butter, sea salt, sunflower lecithin. So this is actually a health product. It's in the bar probably as a binder more than anything, but there's lots of good health benefits from soy lecithin. It's got something in there called choline, which is good for your brain, good for your eyesight, etc. Good for lowering cholesterol. Sucralose, yeah, I'm not a fan of that, but again, there's no proven health consequences with it. It's only got a little bit. It's only got 41 milligrams per bar. And then stevia extract, okay? So it's got three different sweeteners in here. Warning, these bars are a little bit dry and a little bit sweet. I don't mind them. I think they taste great, but you may not like them. But nonetheless, not a bad bar. Definitely one that I'm okay with, okay? Costco carries This flavor, so they only carry one, one unit of it, and in that unit it comes with 2 flavors. So this one here is chocolate chip cookie dough, really, really good. And the other flavor that comes in the box is cookies and cream, okay? Not bad. All right, how important are vegetables? All right, well, in a nutshell, vegetables are quite important because, they're a great source of micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals. They're also a great source of phytonutrients, all right, which we'll talk about. I'll probably get into that tomorrow, okay, because I'm going to have to break this down a bit. But let's just talk about the micronutrients. All right, now, vitamins, as far as I know, should be about the same depending on whether it's organic or not. But minerals will probably differ quite a bit just because minerals come from the soil, all right? So if you're growing, like I know in Northern California, they've been growing broccoli there for they've got fields of broccoli they've been growing for 50 years. And as far as I know, they don't cultivate the soil. So the soil becomes depleted over time. So what that means is, you might be getting broccoli, but you're not getting the mineral content that you might think if you were to look up the general mineral content of broccoli. So, this is where certified organic type fruits and vegetables become important. And it goes beyond that, right? Because we're looking at things like GMO and pesticides, things that we want to avoid. So as time goes on, I'm beginning to appreciate much more and more getting certified organic fruits and vegetables, all right? So keep that in mind. Now, when you're eating fruits and vegetables, you want to get a variety of colors, and I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, okay? Because there's a lot to be said for that. And let's not forget fiber. We got to talk about fiber as well, all right? Fruits and vegetables, generally speaking, are good sources of fiber. All right, mess of the day. Behind every successful person are a lot of unsuccessful years. Behind every successful person are a lot of unsuccessful years. So let's kind of narrow this down a bit, okay? I don't really believe in successful and unsuccessful people. There are just things that people are good at and things that people aren't, or things that people work at and they're good at them, right? I really hate to label somebody as successful or unsuccessful. So when we're looking at somebody who's been successful in a certain endeavor, generally speaking, for the most part, 99% of those individuals, it took a lot of time, and it took a lot of, probably what we would consider or what I would consider mini failures, or things that you might look at and be like, man, maybe I'm not cut out for this, or maybe I just can't do it, or, I don't have the capability, I don't have the brain power, I don't have whatever it is, okay, the skill. But more often than not, it's just, again, you've heard me say this, it's this action of trying and keep on trying. Okay? If you look at people who are successful, most they worked at it for a long time and they kept trying. And this is really, really important, okay? And for those of you who are struggling with weight loss, I cannot stress this enough. But remember, like somebody who's successful or something, they kept working at it over time. And just like, diet and weight loss or fat loss, it has to be something that you're working at on a daily basis. It has to be lifestyle based. Okay? Your health has to be a reflection of what you're doing. You cannot make up health in a short period of time. You cannot get to a certain point with your physicality and then expect to maintain that while changing what you're doing. No, it's not going to happen. You've got to keep doing, all the things that got you to where you were, you've got to keep doing. Okay? It's got to be lifestyle based, and that's why this challenge is, you're getting a lot of food, and it's obviously, though that's one component, the other component is exercise and weight training, which we're trying to get more of you in on. It's just harder during this time. All right, behind every successful person are a lot of unsuccessful years. Remember this, all right? This applies to everybody, because I know whether it's this challenge or anything else, if you want to really do something or you really want to be successful at something, you got to just try and keep moving forward with it, okay? All right, positive energy, positive vibes, submit and commit to this challenge. You got to submit and commit, give some daily gratitude, And for the love of God, believe in yourself. I'll talk to y'all very soon. See you guys.